What if the way you speak to your child today becomes the voice inside their head tomorrow? Not their teacher, not their friends. You. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of the things we consider normal parenting are actually shaping a child's brain in harmful ways. Not intentionally, but silently. Because a child's brain is not fully developed, it's constantly wiring itself based on experiences. Every word, every reaction, every silence is literally building neural connections. So today, we're going deeper. Not surface advice, not generic tips, but 10 psychologically proven ways you might be damaging your child's brain. Starting from number 10. Ignoring their small emotions. When a child cries because their toy broke, or because someone didn't share, as adults it looks small. But for their brain, it's a real emotional event. When you say stop crying, it's nothing. The child's brain doesn't learn strength, it learns emotional suppression. Here's what actually happens neurologically. The emotional part of the brain, amygdala, gets activated, but instead of being processed and regulated, it gets shut down. Over time, the child stops expressing feelings, not because they're strong, but because they feel unsafe expressing them. And those unprocessed emotions? They don't disappear, they resurface later as anxiety, sudden anger, emotional disconnection. A healthier response would be, I know this feels bad, tell me what happened. Because when emotions are acknowledged, the brain learns regulation. 9. Constant screen exposure. Screens are not just time pass, they are neurochemical experiences. Every time a child scrolls or watches fast-paced content, their brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical. But here's the problem. It's too much dopamine, too quickly. This creates a pattern where the brain starts craving instant rewards, fast stimulation, zero-effort pleasure. Real life doesn't work like that. So what happens? The child starts studying boring conversations, slow real activities, not exciting enough. Their attention span weakens, their patience drops, and their brain becomes dependent on high stimulation. That's why even 2 to 3 hours daily exposure can gradually reshape focus ability. 8. Comparing them to others. Comparison doesn't build excellence, it builds insecurity. When you say, why can't you be like your cousin? The child doesn't think, I should improve. They think, I am not enough. This activates stress responses in the brain. Instead of motivation, it creates fear-based behavior. Now the child starts performing not to grow, but to avoid rejection. Over time, their brain forms a dangerous belief. Love is conditional. This leads to low self-esteem, constant self-doubt, fear of failure. They stop enjoying learning and start fearing judgment. 7. Overprotecting them. It feels loving to protect your child from every difficulty. But struggle is not harmful. Right finger lack of struggle is. When a child faces a challenge, their brain starts working, analyzing, adapting, problem solving. This strengthens neural pathways related to resilience. But when you step in every time, you send a subtle message. Right finger, you can't handle this. And the brain believes it. So later in life, even small problems feel overwhelming. Because the brain never learned how to cope. Confidence is not built by protection, it's built by overcoming difficulties. 6. Yelling instead of explaining. When you yell at a child, their brain doesn't process your words, it processes threat. The brain shifts into survival mode. Heart rate increases, stress, hormones rise, logical thinking shuts down. So even if you're yelling something important, right finger is not being understood, only fear is being stored. And repeated exposure to yelling can make a child anxious, fearful, or even aggressive, because the brain learns, right finger. This is how conflict is handled. Instead of yelling, calm explanation helps the brain stay in a learning state. 5. Lack of attention and presence. You might be physically present, but mentally absent, scrolling your phone, half listening, responding with, For a child, attention equals love. When they don't receive it consistently, their brain interprets it as rejection. This affects the development of self-worth circuits. They start believing, I am not important enough to be heard. And this doesn't stay in childhood. It follows them into adulthood as validation, seeking attention, dependency, fear of being ignored. Sometimes, 10 minutes of full attention is more powerful than hours of presence without connection. 4. Labeling them. Labels are not temporary, they become identity. When you repeatedly say you're lazy, you're careless, the child's brain stores this as truth. And here's what's dangerous. The brain always acts in alignment with identity. So the child starts behaving lazy or careless, not because they are, but because they believe they are. This limits growth. Instead of improving, they stay stuck in that label. A better approach? Correct the behavior, not the identity. Say, that action was careless, not, you are careless. 3. Not allowing expression. When children are constantly told, don't argue, don't question, they don't become disciplined, they become silenced. Expression is how the brain develops reasoning, confidence, communication skills. When expression is suppressed, two things happen. Either the child becomes extremely quiet and fearful, or emotionally explosive later, because unexpressed thoughts build pressure. Healthy communication teaches the brain balance. 2. Inconsistent parenting. One day, you laugh at something. Next day, you punish the same behavior. This confuses the child's brain, because the brain looks for patterns. When patterns are unpredictable, it creates anxiety. The child becomes hyper-aware, constantly trying to guess. Right finger. What mood is my parent in today? This keeps their brain in a stress state. Consistency creates safety, and safety is essential for healthy brain development. 1. Withholding love as punishment. This is the most harmful, because for a child, love is survival. When you ignore them, withdraw affection, or act distant, their brain experiences it like emotional danger. It activates the same pain centers as physical pain. Over time, this creates deep-rooted fears, abandonment, rejection, not being lovable. And the child grows up believing, I must earn love. This leads to people-pleasing, toxic relationships, and emotional dependency. Discipline should correct behavior, not threaten love. No parent is perfect. And this is not about blame, it's about awareness. Because your child's brain is being shaped every single day. Not just by what you teach, but by how you react, how you listen, how you love. So next time your child makes a mistake, pause, because in that moment, you are not just raising a child, you are building a mind, you are shaping a future.